You've tuned in to Unpause Your Life with Dr. Callie Estes and Dr. Tara Lynn Sell. Your access to success strategies and more to help you move onward and upward with your life. Listen in each week as they interview others who have really taken their essence to the next level and truly unpaused their life. Now here are your hosts, Dr. Callie Estes and Dr. Tara Lynn Sell.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. This is Dr. Callie Estes, and I am founder of the Addictions Academy, the Addictions Coach, and Rehab Rescue. Welcome to Unpause Your Life. This is a great podcast where we showcase people who have done something extraordinary with their life. I welcome you, and I hope you enjoy all of our guests.
On my way, found a reason to wake up another day. But they needed to show.
Welcome to Unpause Your Life with Dr. Callie Estes, the Addictions Coach and the Addictions Academy, and my co-host,
Dr. Tara Lynn Sell, Functional Psychology Pro from drtaralyn.com.
And we're very excited. We have another female doctor on today, which is very exciting. We have Dr. Sanda Moldovan, the founder of Beverly Hills Dental Health and Wellness. And she is an award-winning periodontist, nutritionist, and world-renowned oral health and wellness expert. She tirelessly advocates non-narcotic alternatives for healing, which is the subject of her new book, Heal Up: 7 Ways to Faster Healing and Optimum Health. Welcome, Dr. Sanda. How are you today?
Thank you very much. I'm doing great. I'm so glad to be talking to you about my book, Heal Up.
We're very excited to have you. So let's get started on what you do. What is your background in medicine and dentistry, and how did you get into the holistic side? Because a lot of dentists are not holistic.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share my journey because it's really been a journey. I finished periodontal school back in 2004. And since then, I was just curious about how the body heals. How can I improve healing? Because I used to do the same procedure on 2 different people, and one would heal great, and the other one, I would look at the results and be wondering, what could I have done differently? Is it me, or is it something in the healing that I could have improved? So I started researching and going to medical conferences and nutritional conferences, and I received my nutritional certification from CBNS. A couple of years after I finished my periodontal program. And I really started applying a lot of these techniques that I've learned to some of my patients that haven't healed so well in the past. And nowadays, in the nutritional world, the amount of scientific information related to better, faster, optimum health and healing is exponentially grown in the last few years. So I'm really happy to be bringing some of the things that I've learned to everyone in this book, Heal Up, which I've been working on really for about 6 years now.
So your book is primarily about non-narcotic use is it in oral surgery and dentistry, or one or the other, or both?
Yes, Secretary. So essentially I wrote it for my patients, and it started as a passion to help patients heal better. But as I started writing, I said, well, wait a minute, healing is in the mouth is the same as healing everywhere else. And our bodies really heal from injuries every day. Whether you eat some chips, let's say, or popcorn, and you injure the roof of the mouth, or, you're going to the working out, our bodies go through healing every day. So it's really techniques and simple things that don't necessarily have to cost a lot that we can implement on a daily basis to help our body recover from day-to-day routines as well as surgical things.
This is very interesting to me, this whole non-narcotic approach, because my son, who is 16, just had his wisdom teeth extracted, and I asked them to not prescribe any narcotics or, anything that could be potentially addictive for him. And they looked at me like I had a third eye and said, well, that's just what we do. And I said, well, that's not what you're going to do right now. Right. And so I advocate for parents, saying those things and asking those questions, and, because otherwise I think we just kind of go with the flow and do what they say. But can you share with us some ideas for parents? Because I know narcotic use starts early with like surgeries and wisdom teeth and even sports injuries and things like that. So what are some alternatives, and what should we be asking?
That is such a great question, because there's so many kids, especially now in the summertime, upcoming summer months, that are getting their wisdom teeth removed because they have time for healing. And there has been a study to come out to show that actually narcotics, when compared to something like bromelain, which is an anti-inflammatory enzyme that's extracted from pineapple, has been shown to perform similar when it comes to controlling pain after wisdom tooth removal. However, you won't see many dentists to prescribe bromelain, although bromelain doesn't need to be prescribed necessarily, because you can easily find it over the counter, even at your, a Whole Foods store, or pharmacies nowadays, or of course online. Bromelain comes as a capsule, and 500 milligrams on an empty stomach 3 times a day is a great natural alternative for anti-inflammatory and pain control after wisdom tooth removal.
That's awesome. It's really interesting because I had knee surgery a few years ago, and all I took was bromelain and curcumin. And
fantastic! Yeah.
And it worked great. Yeah, it was amazing. I think we just need to continue to educate, and continue to talk to parents about these alternatives.
Definitely. And I think another thing that's up and coming, a tool we use in our office every day, is low-level laser therapy following every surgery we do. So low-level laser therapy has been around for many years. And essentially what it does, it helps calm down the nerves and decrease inflammation immediately used postoperatively. And it's really only like a 5-minute treatment per site. Low-level lasers, even nowadays, people can purchase them at home. They won't be as strong as the medical type lasers, but typically after a 5-minute use of low-level laser therapy or photobiomodulation, that's another name for it, they will see an immediate decrease in pain and increased movement even in the joint.
You're not just talking about in the mouth, you're talking about anywhere.
Anywhere, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I had to buy additional lasers just because my mom is suffering from arthritis, and she actually is like, "Oh my God, I want to use this every day." So she ended up, using one of my lasers every day at her house to help her with the knee pain.
Wow.
I get that on my shoulder. I have a horrible shoulder injury from back in the day, like 20 years. And every time I go to the chiropractor, I get the low-level laser, and it's great. Like 3 or 4 days, I can lift. I feel fantastic. So I can attest to that. I use it over there all the time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's great.
I didn't even know that existed. That's awesome.
Yes. We have so many more tools today to help us naturally. And actually, it works with our body. Instead, let's say pain medication, narcotics, even something like ibuprofen, it actually slows down the healing and it masks the pain, and we can end up with a worse injury long term.
Did you say it masks the pain?
Exactly. It just kind of dulls the pain, but it actually impedes healing. So anytime somebody takes ibuprofen or, Advil, Motrin, it will slow down the healing in the body.
I had heard
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was accurate or not. I had actually heard that. And that's kind of odd, because that's what we use for pain. But yet we're actually doing the opposite of what we should be doing.
Correct. Exactly.
Wow, we're just covering it up. Well, we do that a lot with a lot of different things, cover it up instead of allowing it to heal, right?
Yes, especially now we have such fast-paced lives. We want to feel good right away. Yeah,
right, quick fix, right. Can't take time to heal.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, and a lot of my patients ask me that, and that's why this book came about. And because they would ask me, well, what pill can I take to help me heal faster and have no pain? What can I take for my bones to grow? What kind of pill can I take? And I said, no, it's not about a pill. It's really about techniques and lifestyle choices that we have to make to feel better and heal better.
I'm just chuckling to say, no, it's not about a pill. It's not? Again, exactly. We continuously look for that quick fix, and, instead of just allowing our bodies to figure it out and do what they were designed to do, right? Working synergistically with our bodies. Right.
Absolutely.
This is very interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about the book? What can we find inside of it?
So in Heal Up, you can find many different things. There's actually 7 different chapters. And the good thing is it's an easy read. I try to make it easy to read, and the chapters don't have to be read in any particular order. So I talk about healing with supplements. That's one of them, because I think we have today, like curcumin you were mentioning, or bromelain we were talking about earlier, great supplements for healing. But I also talk about homeopathics, because homeopathics today are targeted therapeutics to really help decrease pain and speed up regeneration of bone and other soft tissues in the body. Other chapters that I have in the book are dealing with, like, the healing with oxygen. And actually this weekend I'm here in Costa Mesa at a hyperbaric oxygen conference, because oxygen is such a vital nutrient, and that most of us don't get enough of anymore because we're shallow breathers and we don't have oxygenated tissues as we should for healing. I have a chapter with water, healing with water. What are the different waters out there nowadays? You walk into the supermarket, there's like alkaline water, there's ionized water, there's mineral water. So which one really is best? Also, healing with guided meditation and sleep. I mean, sleep is also a vital nutrient. We cannot live without it. In order to heal properly, we really need to de-stress and rest. Healing with food. Food is really information, and based on our diet and lifestyle choices, we can really choose food that's inflammatory and really prolong our healing time, or we could choose foods that are anti-inflammatory to really help shorten the period of pain and inflammation.
So let's go back to the water for 1 second, because I'm kind of a water junkie. I've got all kinds of stuff from Whole Foods. I'm doing the 88% pH, and then I buy the other brands that are 9.4. So what should I be looking for when it comes to water?
That's a great question, because I'm also a water nerd, so to speak, because, I have a pH meter at home, an electronic pH meter, and I actually measure my water just to make sure it is what exactly says on the label. So I don't know if you've ever done that, if you ever measure the pH of water at home, but I highly recommend it to everyone who is really interested to see what pH is in that water, because what I found is not all labels are accurate. That's number one. So you might think you're buying a pH of 8.8, when in fact it's maybe 6.0, which is acidic.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's not really regulated per se when it comes to labeling water. But really, the best water out there is water that's not processed, like highly processed necessarily. So spring water with an alkaline pH would be ideal for healing. Why? Because our body, as it metabolizes nutrients, has acidic byproducts, for example. So that acidity needs to wash off, and alkalinized water actually helps to balance the acidity in our body. And a Western diet nowadays actually causes most of us to be acidic. Acidity, as studied by UCSF, they're going to study on 7,000 women there, can cause and induce osteoporosis if it goes on for years. So especially, and not only women, but also osteoporosis is a disease that affects men. So it's very important to make sure that our water that we drink, since we are 70% water, is more on the alkaline side and not on the acidic side. So I think the fact that you're buying 8.8 pH, I think that's great. At home, I actually make a ionized water with a pH of around 7.5 to 8, depending how my body is. So the water that we drink affects us physiologically, but we also have to know what pH our body really is, because if we start with a really acidic pH, let's say 5.0, we definitely could use alkaline water that's in the 10.0 pH range. However, if we start at a pH already that's more neutral, then we don't need such high alkaline water. So we can stay more towards 7.5 to 8.
So are there tests out there to test for your body's pH?
Yes, and it's something that in our office at Beverly Hills Dental Health and Wellness, I test it all the time. Ideally, it's very simple to test. There's litmus paper that one can buy online or in the stores. It's very inexpensive, and we need a drop of saliva on litmus paper, and it really tells us the acidity of one's body. Urine is also a great way to test the body's physiology. Blood, however, is not. In our office, because saliva is so easily accessible, that's how we test it. So why is saliva important? And if it's acidic, if somebody has acidic saliva, it'll cause sensitivity in the teeth as well as cavities. But, I always say the mouth is a gateway to one's health. So if you have cavities in the mouth, most likely other organs in your body are suffering. They have fairly little minor cavities, but we just can't see it, right? So we look at the teeth. If your mouth is imbalanced, usually the rest of your body is imbalanced.
Wow. That is a fascinating concept. And I think we overlook our mouth as being so important.
Yes, most of us do, for sure.
Well, I'm a dentist's nightmare or dream, depending on how you look at it, because I was born with no enamel. So I had all my root canals finally removed and all the metal finally removed. So I'm all porcelain, but I'm down to like 20 teeth. Everything else is fake because I've had such bad problems with not having enamel. And there's not much I've been able to do about it.
Yes. So, for you, it would be very important to keep your teeth mineralized as much as possible. So keeping an neutral saliva is very, very important to prevent any kind of decay or demineralization of the teeth.
So I can't just go get veneers and call it a day? I got to do all this work.
Right? I know. It'd be so nice if we could just go to the dentist and just do that. But what happens is at the base of the veneer, where the tooth meets the veneer, we could still get recurrent deterioration of the tooth, and then we have to have the veneers replaced. Yes.
That's why my dentist said she wasn't going to do them. And I was like, you're kidding, right? And she goes, no. She goes, I'm going to be redoing them every 2 years at the rate your teeth decay. So I thought that sucks.
So I have great tips for somebody like you and for you. I'm not a big fan of fluoride because we have controversial research when it comes to fluoride. However, we have a great mineralizing paste with calcium hydroxyapatite that can be used, and not instead of a toothpaste, but it's actually a treatment paste to be used after brushing and flossing. So the studies that we have from the university in Australia is that it actually helps keep the teeth fortified so that they get stronger for a longer period of time. So this paste can be applied every night, and a lot of people see actually a decrease in sensitivity. And what we see in the dental office is a lot of teeth that are actually softer, they become solid again by using this paste. Mm-hmm.
In the same vein, I'm thinking about all the teeth whitening products and things like that. Is there anything natural that we can do to help with that?
Absolutely.
Please don't tell me not to drink coffee.
Or drink coffee in a straw, right?
Okay.
And I love having white teeth as well. So it's very important, again, diet, right? If we eat fibrous foods, like biting into an apple itself, it really, those fibers actually clean the surface of the teeth, like celery. So if we eat a lot of fibrous foods, as we should be, but unfortunately in today's world, the average person eats less than 10 grams of fiber, which is way too little. But fiber helps clean the teeth. But you can also do things like, for example, sprinkle a little baking soda over your toothpaste and use that. And then there's also certain peroxide gels that we can use to whiten the teeth. But we have to be careful with those so they're not in contact with the gum, because peroxide in contact with the gum for too long, it can cause some redness in the gums. But other than that, peroxides are safe to use.
What do you think about the charcoal toothpaste? Because I've got on a charcoal kick too.
Yes, and charcoal is great detoxifier, right? Many people eat charcoal, and I myself included. Whenever I have a little bit of an upset stomach or I eat a food that wasn't great, I take some charcoal. Because it really binds to toxins. So that's why, charcoal has been used as a tooth powder back in the 1920s. It's nothing new. It's just had a comeback. And charcoal has that ability to bind to plaque because plaque is positively charged and we have negatively charged charcoal, and it can clean better. It can get a really nice clean. So I do like charcoal. However, people have to be careful because if you have fillings, especially in the front teeth, The charcoal can get stuck, especially if you have a little micro gap or a little chip in your filling, and you can get some staining in that area.
Yeah. I found it to be, in terms of whitening, my teeth turn 2 shades whiter, and I just absolutely love it compared to normal toothpaste.
Yes, absolutely. I find that anything like with charcoal or clay in the paste, it cleans much better because of that polarity charge that I was talking about.
Right. Well, that makes perfect sense. So when is your book out? When can we get a copy of this? I think both Dr. Terry and I are going to be ordering it.
You bet.
Oh, fantastic. So right now we have some pre-orders on Amazon. Or you could text us at 72000. If you text the word heal up, all lowercase letters, then we'll keep you updated when the book will come out. But really the launch date will be September 20th.
Okay, great. So you're going to be on Amazon, and then how do our listeners find you? What is your website and your social and all that fun stuff?
You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Sanda. You can send me a question there in the meantime until the book comes out. I also have a YouTube channel called Ask Dr. Sanda, and based on the questions that I get from all of you, we make little YouTube videos, like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long, with different information. Actually, we have something there about whitening, something about sensitivity, and things, nutrition, how it relates to healthy mouth, so these kinds of topics. We're on Instagram and at drsandamoldovan.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Any more questions, Dr. Terry?
No, I'm good. This was very fascinating.
Yeah, good information.
Thank you. It's been so nice. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to your book.
Thank you very much.
I am too. And you've been listening to Unpause Your Life with Dr. Kelly Estes and Dr. Tara Lynn Sell. Hey everyone, thanks again for listening. I really hope you enjoyed the show today. Head on over to iTunes and Apple Podcasts and leave a comment or review of what you think. Or contact us at 1-800-706-0318. If you want to be on our show, feel free to email or call. And if you have a topic, feel free to email or call as well.
Thanks for listening to Unpause Your Life. For show notes and more, head on over to unpauseyourlife.com.
Big shout out to recoveryinnovators.com for help producing this show. Thank you guys.
I took a walk down the long road where they said that I shouldn't go. On my way found a reason to wake up another day, but they needed to show you all the things that you won't do. Find faith or religion, but nothing to show for it. No need to escape in love with my pain. I may be awake, but I'm alive, still alive, and I won't be bound by your mistake. No, I won't be your enemy, trapped at the gate. Bring me to life, put me to death. Just give me something that's just not so hard to believe. To believe. To believe. I took a walk down the dark road where they said that I shouldn't go. I knew the dangers of flying. Now I'm so far from silent ground, but they needed to show you all the things that you won't do.